5 alligators in Mississippi were euthanized because humans fed them. While those responsible faced consequences, the animals were still put down. In Canada, officials euthanized a wolf that had grown too used to eating food left by campers. In Wyoming's Grand Teton National Park, a fox was euthanized after being fed by people. Alaska authorities euthanized a moose after a video showed a woman feeding it. In British Columbia, officials spent months tracking and euthanizing a coyote that had developed a taste for human food. Outrage on social media likely followed, with criticism of the authorities. But why are wild animals fed by humans always doomed to die? Let's find out. Now, ever wanted to master subtlety? Here's your chance. Give this video a thumbs up, or you might forget. Let's start with polar bears. These majestic predators, symbols of snow and ice, are built to thrive in cold environments. Their main food is seals, which are hard to catch on land. To hunt them, polar bears need ice floes. They climb onto these icy platforms to stalk seals. The issue? Ice doesn't last as long as it used to. Summers still bring melting, but the icy periods are shorter now, leaving polar bears with less hunting time. Polar bears adapt by eating land foods like berries and plants, but they've also been seen consuming harmful items like hydraulic fluid, snowplow seats, and batteries. Experts note that polar bears will eat almost anything, but the key question is whether such food provides nutrition. Sadly, most doesn't, and even the edible options often require more energy to consume than they provide. Polar bears end up eating anything to avoid wasting energy looking for better food. Grass on the shore? Fine, let's eat it. This pattern isn't sustainable. Polar bears lose 1.3 pounds daily in these conditions, and many that come ashore too early starve to death. Their only hope is having stored enough fat during winter. Yet this also has challenges. Some polar bears hibernate during winter, but not every year and not all season. Most fat reserves are gained in spring, a crucial time that's now much shorter. Bears simply can't eat enough to survive. An adult bear needs up to 5 seals a week, so grass and berries aren't enough to sustain it. Naturally, this raises the question, why not help them? Feeding polar bears might seem like a solution, but it often makes things worse. Tourists once fed a young black bear to keep it from starving and even took selfies with it. Tragically, this ended in the bear's death. Polar bears fare no better despite their vulnerable status. In 2022, Canadian police shot a bear that wandered hundreds of miles south into a Quebec settlement. The issue is simple. The more food bears get from humans, the less afraid they become of us. Feeding issues aren't limited to bears. At Savannah National Wildlife Refuge, staff increasingly euthanize alligators over 6 feet long. These animals not only become aggressive, but also start associating humans with food, a problem worsened by people feeding them. Imagine a massive alligator approaching. Expecting a meal, it's dangerous. Even squirrels, accustomed to being fed, bite more people than any other animal in Grand Canyon National Park. The impact isn't just about human safety. Bears eating human food hibernate 42 days, less than those sticking to a natural diet. This lack of rest accelerates their aging process. Human-fed bears also have reduced activity levels. While wild bears spend 13 hours a day foraging, those eating human food or garbage only search for about 8.5 hours daily. Less movement means weight gain. A typical adult male black bear weighs up to 290 pounds, but human-fed bears often exceed 400 pounds, with some reaching 600 pounds. Though obesity isn't harmful to bears due to their physiology, human interactions usually seal their fate. Additionally, eating human food reduces the diversity of microorganisms in their gut. In their digestive system, the damage becomes irreversible. Even if such bears return to a natural diet, they struggle to extract essential nutrients. For example, they can no longer efficiently break down fiber. Human food seriously harms bears' health, and relocating them far from people offers no guarantee of recovery. These problems aren't confined to bears. They affect animals worldwide. In Australia, tourists are frequently warned not to feed wildlife, no matter how friendly they seem. Kangaroos in Western Australia, for instance, suffer illnesses from consuming human food. It's easy to see why people are drawn to kangaroos. They're popular and appear to enjoy human interaction. Tourists share snacks like bananas, nuts, carrots, bread, and even chocolate. However, kangaroos have sensitive digestive systems similar to cows and thrive on plant-based diets. Human treats disrupt their digestion and can make them seriously ill or lead to death. If illness doesn't occur, kangaroos may stop seeking natural food, failing to teach their offspring essential survival skills. Joeys left without human snacks go hungry, causing population declines and other issues. Eating human food also wears down kangaroos' teeth, making it difficult for them to consume their natural diet. This leads to starvation and eventual death. Another issue is aggression. Kangaroos develop a taste for carrots because they're sweet, and they begin to demand them from people. When their demands aren't met, they may lash out. Unsurprisingly, kangaroos that attack humans must be euthanized. In England, deer have similarly suffered from misplaced human kindness. Some deer found dead had been fed harmful food like bread. Bread disrupts deer metabolism, which naturally slows in winter to conserve energy and reduce food needs. Carbohydrate-rich bread keeps their metabolism high, causing them to require more food than the environment provides. Bread also disrupts gut bacteria and leads to health issues. Even bighorn rams can't tolerate human food. It's clear this diet benefits no one except humans. Once deer taste something they like, they begin seeking out people, leaving forests to wander into cities. This behavior disrupts the ecosystem, forcing predators like wolves and coyotes to adapt by following their prey to new locations. Deer chasing human food impacts entire forest systems. Normally, as deer roam and graze, they spread seeds through their droppings. But when fed by humans, they stay in one place, halting this process. Often, there are no seeds to spread at all. Crowded feeding areas lead to frequent fights among animals, causing injuries, severe wounds, and sometimes death. Even survivors face heightened stress levels, which weaken their immune systems and increase susceptibility to illness. Such feeding sites are hotspots for disease, amplifying the danger. If you genuinely want to help wildlife, don't set up feeders. Let nature take its course. Human intervention often harms more than it helps and can even be fatal for the animals. This applies to all wildlife. For example, never feed wolves. Wolves in the wild are naturally wary of humans, but like bears, they can become accustomed to human food. Most unprovoked attacks by healthy wolves stem from their exposure to food left by people. This problem is prevalent in national parks where wolves roam. Despite bans and warnings, visitors leave food at campsites, creating risks for both animals and humans. Wolves that lose their natural fear of humans become a significant danger and often have to be euthanized. In Australia, dingoes face a similar fate. They eat human leftovers, start associating humans with food, and the consequences are predictable. Offering tasty treats to wild animals might seem kind, but it's not. Wild animals are perfectly capable of finding their own food and don't need our interference. Even seemingly harmless human food can harm animals. Cultivated fruits, for example, contain far more sugar than wild fruits. The Melbourne Zoo removed fruits from its animals' diets because red pandas and primates were gaining weight and developing tooth decay. Urban animals like rats and squirrels also struggle with human food. It not only makes them sick, but causes rapid weight gain. For small animals, being overweight makes them easier prey or leads to other dangers like getting stuck. Take the squirrel that overate from a bird feeder until it couldn't escape. It was too sluggish to flee even when poked, making it an easy target for predators. In another instance, a chubby rat in Germany got stuck in a sewer grate, needing a team of firefighters to rescue it. These situations might seem humorous, but they highlight how human food disrupts animals' natural balance. The problem is that human food is easy to find and delicious, but lacks the essential nutrients animals need. It fills them with empty carbs, leaving them weak, sick, and unable to avoid danger. In the end, this leads to their death. The message is clear: don't feed wild animals. Human food causes harm, and our lack of understanding often results in tragedy. Let's do better for their sake and ours.